Brett just found out some not so good news, so now he's not in the best mood. But I think this is really gonna just help him make him feel better, hopefully. Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's get to it. Welcome to the Shern Fam Show. Just kidding. We're gonna answer the questions that you guys submitted on our Instagrams, and I'm super excited because we got some really good ones. If you guys want to participate in these in the future, just be sure to go and follow our Instagram pages. I'm at Brooke Shern and he's at Rhett Shern, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you sometimes like add like numbers and things.
Or
to
what?
stuff,
well, it used to be Rep Productions, and then I
Okay.
changed it a while ago. So
He's had lots of different.
I've had
Instagram
two.
handles.
I've had two. Rep Productions and Rep Shern.
Okay. So let's get into it. Do you want to start with your question first, or should I jump into one of mine?
Just jump into yours.
Okay. First question: how do you keep your relationship from getting boring or stale?
I think really just mixing it up is something that you need to do. It can get very boring just doing the same thing every single day with your spouse. Me and Brooke really just, we watch TV all the time and we eat our food in front of the TV, and sometimes it can get pretty boring. So really just mixing it up and going out.
That's a Rhett thing. That's like what Rhett loves to do.
I do. But going out, having a date night, also if you have kids, involving the kids some way is something big. Really seeing, because when you see your kids happier, I think that also makes the relationship of us also happier and more fun, in my opinion.
I think the thing about not getting boring or stale is to work at it. I feel like if you don't make any efforts and you just go about your life without trying or putting in the effort, then it will get boring and it will get stale. Just like with anything in your life, you kind of have to keep in your mind to like keep it a relationship. Like you guys just started first dating, and like what you would have done when you're dating, instead of being 5, 6, 7 years down the road, you're no longer trying to impress each other or trying to look good for each other or any of that. So I feel like just keeping that in mind is what I would say.
Sexy time's good too as well.
Yes, gotta schedule in that sexy time. Just kidding. Do you guys have any hobbies you do as a couple? Yeah, I feel like a lot of things that we do, we both really like.
We do the same work together, so that in itself is...
But that's not a hobby.
It's fun sometimes. It can be fun.
Yeah, like we both love creating and being creative, and we both love being creative, doing any type of video or photo work that's fun. We love doing that together.
Family oriented.
We love traveling.
Love traveling. And honestly, I wish we could do it more, but it's just difficult with kids. Traveling, we do love traveling. We've been to a lot of places together before we even had kids and we were married.
Well, and I feel like you're saying that, but we still travel
a lot.
And the kids aren't really, I think, the issue. I think more so nowadays we are really focusing a lot on work.
Career,
and sometimes like traveling is now taking the back burner.
Well,
and kids do make it harder, but I
they
almost
also
feel
make
like
it more fun.
Yeah, sometimes I like to travel more because we have kids.
Right. I guess what I'm trying to say is the longer trips to me seem a little more exhausting if we were to take a long trip. But it is more fun with kids because you see their memories and the stuff that they enjoy doing, and it just makes you more happy as a parent to see that. Traveling for sure.
We like shooting. Like that's fun, going shooting. We love working out together. And that is one thing that like we struggle with doing together nowadays because of the kids. We'd have to put them in the club, like the
nursery,
the fitness center's daycare, and we don't love it. It's always a little bit stressful. Like we get called out of our workout and it gets interrupted.
And we're always thinking about it, which is kind of stressful.
Yeah, so we just work out separately now. How do you guys make time for couple time with 2 young babies? Finding this is hard. It definitely is hard. I think that more so than anything, nighttime after the babies go down is basically the only time. I think you can make couple time with your kids. So maybe that's you go to the park and let your kids play and you guys can talk and chat, or you plan like a fun family date. And that's also time to like build your relationship. But other than that, like going, after the kids go down, doing that, and also planning dates and getting a babysitter. We're so bad at this because we are kind of last minute planners when it comes to dates. And so then it's always hard to find a last minute babysitter. But I will say, like, when we do that, we are always so happy afterwards, and are always saying we need to do it more often.
Yeah, it's you and honestly, I think you need it. It's a need, not just for your relationship, but for your sanity. We I love my kids. I love them so much, and I love being around them. But also, me and Brooke do work from home, and so this can be applied to anyone who even has a job that doesn't work from home. Is when you come home and it's a Friday night or Wednesday night, try to pick up a phone, call a babysitter, and say, hey, we need to go have this time to ourselves, and block out kids for that time. It can be hard, but it's
well. So then, based off of that, what's our favorite date night activity?
We usually just get dinner.
Yeah, I feel like we love actually going on double, triple dates with other couples and just being able to talk about things because we're spend like almost 24/7 together.
Yeah.
So we love going out with other couples and just getting dinner and chatting the whole time. And then we'll usually like come back and play games with them. We love playing like Pictionary after dark. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That's
Telestrations after dark.
Telestrations after dark.
And it gets kinky.
It's really fun. We haven't done this yet, but we always talk about it that we want to do it is like go like rock wall climbing.
Yeah.
Or like any active kind of date. Like we love going on hikes.
We're always looking for couples in Arizona too to adventure with. So if you're watching this and you're couples in Arizona, holla at us.
Yes, if you're an adventurous couple.
But we do need to be better at doing different activities. I don't like watching movies or like going to a movie theater. I think it's kind of boring personally. I used to like it, but I just feel like I don't talk to Brooke and we don't really get to hang out. And so that's not really fun to me. But yeah, just having dinner, being able to chat, playing games, and then eventually, or sometimes maybe doing something like bowling or something like that.
Yeah. How to deal with jealousy, who's more jealous? I feel like this is kind of a hard question for a married couple because we don't really get jealous. I feel like maybe that's more of like something when you're dating, you're not sure where you stand in the relationship. But I feel like once you're married,
the only thing I'm jealous about is which of our kids likes us more. That's my jealousy.
The only thing I'm jealous of is if he gets to go do something without the kids, then I'm like keeping track. Like, okay, when do I go take you to do something without the kids?
We do pretty good at balancing it.
But I guess our jealous things are different now that we're married.
Spread out in different areas, yeah.
But I would say for anyone that's like having issues with jealousy, I would probably try to figure out where you stand in your relationship and figure out how you can develop a feeling of trust with your partner, because I think that's kind of where that stems from.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Besides life and everything else, work, etc., in the way, how do you keep your relationship strong? I feel like we struggled a lot in the beginning of our marriage, and we eventually found a way to communicate. And I feel like that's the hardest part.
And we're still working on it. There's still always. Communication is key, but I
feel like being humble enough to accept and admit your faults and
admitting you're wrong.
Yes. And then being able to also be the first to apologize and that type of thing.
And let me tell you, if you think that sounds easy, it's not easy. It's difficult. But again, it's really finding the humility in yourself and realizing that you messed up. And none of us, we're both always at fault. I don't think it's ever 100% one of our faults. I think it's always a mixture of faults. And so
depending, maybe mostly his, but
it's true.
Just kidding. When's the last time you used each other as an excuse to get out of plans? You know what? I feel like I haven't used Brett as an excuse in a while. I can't even think of the last time, but I've definitely used my kids as an excuse.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple times when I'm like, oh, my wife just isn't feeling good. I just gotta be home, whatever. But it's not, yeah. But honestly, I don't really do that though. I think if we're doing something, we're doing it together, or
and we pretty much
tell people what it is.
We're the type of people that
we'll be upfront.
Well, we'll be upfront, but also like if we say we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it. We rarely will cancel or back out of something, and have to use an excuse for any reason. Were there any red flags while you were dating?
Oh.
Have any of them turned into green flags? I think that's an interesting question.
Hold on. Well, listen, I can go on for a couple stories with Brooke. One in general, I will say it, but so when we were engaged, guys, I don't know if she wants to be telling a story, but I'm going to tell it anyways, because this was like one of the biggest red flags. When we were engaged, I remember...
If you're thinking of the story I'm thinking you're going to say, it was one of my biggest red flags.
So we'll see how it ended.
Okay, let's go ahead.
So And I'm gonna tell the truth of this story, okay? We went and
You're gonna tell your
babysat.
truth.
We went and babysat, okay?
No, let me tell the story. Let me just tell it.
Go ahead.
You guys, I promise we're being playful and fun.
Yes. No, not really. I'm just kidding.
No, so first of all, let me say this. Let me preface it with this. I was on birth control. I'd never taken birth control before, and it was messing with my emotions and everything, okay? And
1 point Rhett,
we all
0
do
points
this.
Brooke, okay?
okay, there's no points there. That's
I
no
know.
one's fault.
Okay.
Okay. So then this is the thing. I plan a babysitting date because I'm like, oh, it's easy. We're just gonna put the babies to bed. I ordered pizza for us, planned to watch a movie. Basically, I wanted some time alone without any supervision, and we were gonna make out. Like, how fun! That's like literally this like vision going in my head. And this is also, I feel like, a really valuable life lesson is expectations and not communicating expectations, because I have this whole date and these expectations set. He has like no idea I'm thinking any of that. And he's just thinking we're babysitting her nieces. It's not a big deal, like whatever.
It's not true.
And so then he falls asleep within like 20 minutes, okay? We're watching a movie, we're like cuddling. He falls asleep and I'm like pissed. I'm
No,
like,
piss is an understatement.
no, I'm just like, well, first I'm like, okay, this is annoying. Like, I wanted to like make out with him and he's just sleeping and...
She acts like by me falling asleep, like I didn't want anything to do with her.
Yes.
That's completely wrong. I just fell asleep, dude. And I want to get a poll.
I sat there for 3 hours.
Hey, I want to get a poll from you guys. When you cuddle with your significant other, how many times do you fall asleep? Please tell me in the comments below.
This is still our biggest fight of our whole
Please tell me in the
relationship.
comments below. Because it happens all the time. It's not that I didn't want to do anything, I just fell asleep. Long story short, she wanted to cancel the wedding. You wanted to cancel the wedding.
No, there's more to the story. I gotta tell the rest. So I'm fuming for like 3 hours. Like, it just keeps building and building. And I'm like texting my sister, who we're babysitting for, like, he fell asleep. Like, oh my gosh. And I'm just like, it builds and builds. So when he wakes up to me like being super upset, and I think he's like super confused, which I wasn't thinking that in the moment. I'm just like, I'm upset, and he's like not being sympathetic to me being upset. And literally I'm like start like kind of crying or whatever, and he's like not trying to chase after me, being like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I should have done this, like zero like apology, like just purely like, okay, like I don't think you apologized, and I think that was one of the things, and I cried.
Bull.
And
that's wrong. That's false.
And then like we leave, like, what? I think like we left like upset with each other. Like, you dropped me off at my house and then you left, and like we were both still upset. And then we were texting, and I literally said, I don't think this is gonna work.
We were engaged.
And like, I don't think this is gonna work, because he wasn't chasing after me. Like, no matter what it was, I wanted him to chase after me.
We were engaged.
I know, I wanted you to be like, I'm so sorry, like, I'm sorry I made you cry.
I'm sorry that you're the only one that's probably having these feelings when I'm like, okay, this girl literally is freaking out because I fell asleep cuddling with her. That's crazy, dude.
Listen.
And I think we even did kiss. Like, we did kiss. We did make out a little bit, but this girl just... The whole night was her intentions, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I just fell asleep.
Okay, so yeah, so I said this is over, and he's like, yeah, okay, I agree, or whatever. And then the next morning, we both like woke up like, what the heck just happened? And I think I was like, do you want to just forget last night happened? And he's like, yeah, and...
But it wasn't really a red flag. I just was like, dude, this is crazy.
Well, it was a red flag that you weren't the first to apologize and chase after me.
Yeah, so we both had red flags.
We did.
But I think our red flags have turned into green flags.
Yeah,
For the
I mean,
most
I feel
part.
like, yes. I feel like you've matured a lot since then, and have now been really good about apologizing when you're in the wrong.
And I will say, a red flag, not so much a red flag. She's very kinky, this one.
That's a good
Very
thing.
kinky. I know.
For
I'm just
most
saying,
people.
We have a lot of stories we could tell you guys about. We'll stop
Yes.
there, but if you guys want to know more, just tell us.
I feel like that was a good one. Well, and I wanted to say, set your expectations with your partner. Like, don't
Don't beat around the bush.
Don't just like in your mind build these huge expectations and expect them to be able to read your mind and know what you want.
Tell them what's up.
We especially for the men, we gotta tell them what's up. We gotta tell them what we want, what we're expecting.
I'm not denying
And
that.
then that way you're not disappointed and you're not like let down. And when they truly, that's all they want to do is make you happy. So, end of my spiel there. Something you pretend to like for your spouse's sake, but actually secretly hate it.
Oh man, that's a good question. It's a really good question.
I pretend to like fried sushi and it's not the best, but I'll eat it because he really loves it.
What do I do? Well, I mean, I guess I could say this for this. Guys, if you don't know this about me and Brooke by now and you've been following us for a long time, you know that this girl, there's not one night that goes by that she doesn't ask me for a massage.
Yeah, but you don't pretend to like it. I know you don't like giving me a massage.
But I used to pretend to like it. But I think it's gone to the point where it's just every night that I don't.
Think
I
you
just.
ever pretended
I did. I was like, I'd love to do it. And I mean, there's some nights when I'm like, yeah, I'd love to do it, but you know, I can't. And
It's true. I ask massages.
That's a really good question. I haven't really thought about that, but I mean, there are some outfits too that I mean Brooke has worn, and I'm like, dude, I love it. It's good. Like honestly though, but honestly for the most part, everything Brooke does, I like it.
Yeah, I feel like we've also gotten to the point where we're pretty honest with each other.
And we joke too.
Yeah, we tease each other. We're very teasing type of couple. What would be the word for that?
Teasing.
We're a very playful couple.
Yeah. It's a good question though. That's a really,
good question. Favorite memory of your spouse?
Probably getting married.
I think my favorite memory of us together, well, there's tons of them, but this one, like, it's just like such a core memory of us, is our trip to New York before we got engaged, or the trip that we got engaged on in New York. And specifically, it was before we were engaged. We were walking through Central Park, and our parents were on the trip with us.
Well, we tried to avoid them as much as we can.
Yeah, like we would like kind of like go ahead of them or like do our own thing, but they came with us because we couldn't sleep in the same hotel room, and so
And we needed help for paying for the trip.
we did want them to help pay for the trip.
It's almost dead.
Okay, we'll hurry. And so, yeah, anyways, we were walking through Central Park. Our parents are like kind of ahead of us, and he started singing to me and like dancing. We like danced in the park. It was so romantic and sweet, and I loved it.
Mine was probably our Italy trip.
Yeah, that was so fun. Okay.
Okay, we gotta hurry.
Okay, let's do this question. Hardest parenting moment for you? Actually, let's record the end just in case.
Okay.
Okay. Well, guys, that was so much fun. Thanks for submitting your questions.
We love them.
Yeah, we loved all the questions. They were so good.
I want to do more of these. This is fun.
Yeah, we need to do it again. Maybe we'll do like a second Q&A at the end of Christmas.
Vlogmas, yeah.
Vlogmas. Well, thanks again for watching. Like always, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok as well. And
We love you guys.
Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna stop that and then we'll just.
Okay, last one we'll do. Your icks about each other.
Ick. My ick about you is that now you don't like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I got burnt out by Chick-fil-A.
That's my ick. I love Chick-fil-A, and now we can't get it unless I get it by myself.
My ick about Rhett is that he bites his nails. It's probably the most disgusting habit there is. And he continually says that he's quitting, and he like will stop for a month, and then he starts doing it again, and I'm like...
They're just so tempting to bite.
It's so gross.
It's so tempting to bite.
Disgusting. I don't understand the nail biting habit.
I know, I need to stop, okay?
Well, guys, that was so much fun. Thanks for submitting your questions.
We love them.
Yeah, we loved all the questions. They were so good.
I want to do more of these. This is fun.
Yeah, we need to do it again. Maybe we'll do like a second Q&A at the end of Christmas.
Vlogmas, yeah.
Vlogmas. Well, thanks again for watching. Like always, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok as well. And
we love you guys.
Bye.